Right, so today's lesson is about rock and roll, the style they said would never die and has survived for 70 years so far. Still going strong. So as you can see, it's got very much the same structure as blues. What differs is there's more of an upbeat to it, and some of these riffs slightly changed the groove since the blues days. So what's also different with this lesson is we're going to be looking at tabs, which is basically something that looks like musical notation, but it's actually specifically for guitar. So these lines represent the strings. So confusingly enough, the bottom string on here is on top on the screen, and the thin string at the top here is a thin string at the bottom on the screen. I've just made the thicknesses different to make it a bit less confusing. So what this means, 0 and 2 together at the same time, so that looks like this. These two together, and then we've got the 4th fret and an empty string together, so it goes like this: 2, 4, 2, 4. Now that's one bar, so we're going to do that 4 times, so it goes like this: 2, 3, 4. Now we have 2 bars next on A, which is basically the same on the next 2 strings. Don't know if you can see that. It's 2 and 4 again on these strings. So 2 bars of that, and then another 2 bars of E. Now for B, it's a bit different because we have to use more fingers. So I've got the 2nd fret here, that should be right, and the 4th fret at the same time on the next string. So these 2 together, and then we've got the 6th fret over here, which is quite a big stretch, but if you can't do that, then just play those 4 times. And then we've got the next one, which is A, just 1 bar of that, and then another 1 bar of E, and then another 1 bar of B at the end. So that's the whole way through. Now next we've got another riff which is also very typical of rock and roll. It's the boogie riff. So again we're looking at tab, so it goes like this: 0 on this string, then 4, and then we go even 2 and 4 on the next string, so 2 and 4. Now that's 1 bar. The next bar of E is number 2 on the next string, so that's over here, and then 4 and then 2 back on the previous string, 4 and 2, and then 4 on this string. So if you can see how that works, that should be all good. So it's 4 bars, so if we just play the phrase through twice, it's 0, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4. And then the A riff is very much the same, just on the different strings. So here we just play it through once, played 2 bars, which is just the phrase. And then we play the E riff again, just once because it's 2 bars. And then we've got the B riff. Now because it's just 1 bar, we only play the first 4 notes of it. So this goes 2, then 6, and then 4, and then 6. So 2, 4, 2, 6, 4, 6, and then we've got 1 bar of A, which is just the first 4 notes of this one, just this, goes, and then we've got 1 bar of E, which is just the first 4 notes of this, and then 1 bar of B again, which is just these 4. 2, 6, 4, 6. So hopefully that makes sense. And the way it sounds together is like this. I'm just playing it through quickly, you can probably play it through slower if you're practicing. So I got it slightly wrong there, but you want to change it at all, then that's always good. Bit of improvisation is the essence, and that's what we're going to look at now with the initial first riff that we looked at. So I'm going to try and combine this with the E minor pentatonic scale. If you remember last week, this is what we did, just playing these notes as is written here, the 0, 3, 0, 2, 0, 2, and then the 3rd fret on these last strings. 2nd fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret. So that's a good thing to practice as well, just to get familiar with all the notes. The E minor pentatonic scale. So I'm going to try and combine this riff with some of that. It might be a good thing to play if you've got 2 guitarists, to have one person play one of these riffs and then the other person to either play the other riff or to play some soloing, which is what I'm now going to try and do. So I'll just play a bar of each to start with. Eventually, when you really get the hang of it, you can try playing them together, which is a lot more difficult, but I'm going to try and do that now anyway.